Today I don't feel like working, then I don't want to work, or like I don't want to answer my phone, off my phone, plane mode or whatever. I grew up from the ops side, right? So I would say that for F&B it's like it's 24/7. There's no rest day. Probably your phone can ring in the middle of the night. Probably can ring early in the morning. So there's no rest day at all.
Welcome to the Mortar Cloud podcast, where we share about F&B and retail stories on transforming and scaling businesses. This podcast is produced by Staffany and Chen. So, QQ over here, maybe you can do a quick introduction of yourself.
Yeah, so I'm QQ. So QQ is like my initial. I joined the business like around 2015. It's around 8 years ago. When I first started joining the family business, my family didn't. I mean, my parents didn't like force me into the business. It's just that probably I don't know what to do, so that's why I joined the business. Fast forward until now, lucky I'm still in the business lah. Yeah.
Definitely, and I think that the business has scaled pretty well in the last few years. How has the business scaling been? Like as a group, how many outlets do you guys have now, and what kind of expansion plans do you guys have for 2024?
Currently, we have around close to 80 outlets. We have a few brands like Yew Kee Duck Rice, 吃了3千, My Kampong, and XO Bak Chor Mee, and Pastago. Yeah, we still run a few food courts in like NTU and US and all.
I see. So, what's the vision for the group actually?
The vision is to, of course, we have to create good food, right? We also want to have brands that can cater to ages from like young to like old, like all the way to your senior age. Yeah.
Right. I think a lot of your brands are household brands that we all are very familiar growing up with. And you can see them in every of the malls, whether it's the CBD area all the way to the heartland.
Yeah.
So I do believe that the Yew Kee Group family has been very much feeding a lot of Singaporeans every single day. So maybe QQ can share a little bit more. In your role, how is a typical day like? What kind of involvement and projects do you usually work on for the group?
So we talked about last time, right? If last time, probably I'm more in the ops department. But the recent years, we got different departments coming up, and also I took up the role of being a CEO for the group. My job scope and everything is changing. So mainly is in the office lah. I'll just go to the office, then I'll meet different departments, then they'll report to me about the different like probably project, operations, finance, HR, BD. Procurement, yeah. So we'll have like small meetings day to day. Yeah.
Got it. What do you think is the key business strategy that you guys are trying to employ for the next year? Are you guys aggressively trying to expand many outlets, or what's the plan for 2024?
I wouldn't say expand rapidly lah, because Singapore size is like it's not very big. So probably 20 or 30 outlets is more or less there. But it's just that we take every brand very seriously. As in for example, 吃了3千, we had that brand 3 or 4 years ago. So we started to expand this brand we concentrate on this brand for these 3 or 4 years. So we treat like a baby. So we want to let it grow for that 3 or 4 years. Like full focus on that. Yeah.
Focus on quality is something that we all are very, as a third party or as a bystander, we see that the group focus a lot on. There's a rumor that even for your bubble tea, you all measure not only the grammage for the leaves, temperature of the water, and also the amount of ice. I don't know if it's the number of ice or weight of ice. That kind of precision, right?
Yep. That's the SOP for the brand. So it's something that every cup we must measure. But of course, I think bringing 吃了3千 actually gave us something to learn about. Last time the other brands probably don't have so much SOP. After we learn about 吃茶, about the SOP part, so we slowly try to implement more SOP on other brands.
As well, right. So there's cross-learning in terms of processes and best practices.
Last time it's like agak-agak.
Right.
This one give a bit, this one give a bit, something like that. Yeah.
Right.
But now it's probably more, it's more SOP based, as in how much serving you give and everything.
Got it. And with that precision and that quality, that's why we have the brand that we all enjoy today. Can you share what's your latest win or expansionary story or triumph that you have recently with the group?
We just went listed on SGX earlier this year. Yeah. So this is a huge milestone for us. In terms of for my parents, because they started the business. Yeah.
Congratulations on that. How does it feel running a listed company compared to previously when it's a
I
private
think it's the
company?
same lah, because the staff and management, everyone is the same. I mean, our focus and direction is always the same. So it doesn't really matter whether we are listed or not.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Apart from more reporting requirements and all and
Yeah, and the
regulatory stuff,
compliance
like
and all,
compliance stuff, right? Understand. How about a recent tough story? Maybe something that you all had to overcome, or something that is maybe tough.
Probably COVID lah.
Right.
Probably the COVID and I think during the circuit breaker, I think so they want us to close all the bubble tea shops.
Right.
Yeah, so that's a big it's a very huge impact for Singaporeans, because Singaporeans, they love bubble tea, right?
Exactly.
So we need to close our shops.
Right.
And I think at that point of time, everyone was quite lost, because we don't know what to do. Yeah, so we managed to find a solution for bubble tea. So we can open the bubble tea inside our duck rice.
Right.
I mean the one at Police. Yeah, so that's the one that is quite surprising to others also, because last time probably people won't think, why this bubble tea brand so probably like so atas or whatever will work with someone like a duck rice, right? Then after people realize that actually it's our brand.
Right.
Yeah, it's the exercise the one that we brought in.
Right. I think that spirit of innovation and trying to do something different, combining your bubble tea together with duck rice during that period of time was an innovative way to try to overcome the challenges of the tough time, right?
I mean innovative, but of course unexpected, because like something like so staple.
Right.
How to blend in together with this bubble tea. Yeah.
Right. I see. So what's one thing about your business that's super challenging that people outside the F&B industry will not understand or will not appreciate?
I grew up from the ops side, right? So I would say that for F&B it's 24/7. There's no rest day.
Right.
So probably your phone can ring in the middle of the night. Probably can ring early in the morning. So there's no rest day at all, and you must always be
On the ball, reacting, right?
on the ball, yeah. So you cannot have like today I don't feel like working, then I don't want to work, or like I don't want to answer my phone, off my phone, airplane mode or whatever. Yeah.
There was also a whisper, right, that people were sharing that for a brand like yours, when you all prepare like that, you all need to prepare even the night before to do whether is it the
Yes.
marination or the braising and stuff like that. So actually, it's really around the clock operation for you guys, right?
Yeah. Because the production team is doing night in my central kitchen.
I see.
Yeah. So then after that they will deliver the things to the outlets. Yeah.
As a business now, are you a KPI focused business? Are you a very metrical focused business as a group?
Actually, we are. I just said we don't share it with other people lah. We just share it among our managers and the whole board. Yeah.
Right. So does every manager have their own KPI they need to achieve?
Yeah. So every manager, they have their own KPI, and every store have their own KPI also.
All right. And these KPIs are very numerical lah. For example, sales.
Sales, yeah. Mainly sales, food costs, and salary costs.
Salary costs as well. I see. So for this kind of costing, right, is there a benchmark that you're trying to strive towards for every of these outlets that you open? And is it different from a duck rice store versus a bubble tea shop?
Definitely different. So different brands got different
KPIs and stuff like that.
Yeah, and their targets are also different.
I see.
So for example, like duck rice compared to the bubble tea, the labor cost is definitely higher for bubble tea, because you need more staff to prepare it.
Right.
Because they got different stage,
More steps.
Yeah, the brewing up part of tea and doing the other thing.
Right.
Then, yeah. So, but for duck rice, probably our cost is higher because food cost is higher. But for drinks, the food cost is lower.
I see.
So it's different. So different brands got different costing.
I see. But at the end of the day, is there a target ratio that you strive to see? And if your report to you, boss, this is 30% food cost and stuff like that. What's the industry benchmark that you all strive towards for maybe food costs, labor costs, and rental costs?
I would say rental is probably 20 to 25. Right?
20 25 as much as you can. Yeah.
So food costs, for drinks probably 20 plus.
Okay.
Then for normal our food is around 30 plus.
30%.
Not exceeding 40 lah.
Right, not exceeding 40. I see. How about salary costs, labor costs in that sense?
Salary also slightly different.
Right.
Probably the bigger shop, you need more salary.
Right.
I mean, more workers, right?
Right.
So bubble tea probably you probably need 20%, 20 plus.
Right.
But dark rice probably just less than 20 lah.
Right.
Dark rice less. Because dark rice is more simplified, so you just need
Right.
everything is already prepared already.
Right.
So you just need to chop and serve.
Is it harder to hire for someone to work in the dark rice shop, or is it harder to find someone to work for the bubble tea shop?
Definitely dark rice lah.
Rice harder.
Definitely those staple traditional food.
Right.
Because the average age of our staff for all these brands they are mainly, I mean, at least 40 and above.
Right.
Yeah. But for bubble tea is very easy because you just need to hire part-timers, right?
I see.
Yeah.
So currently for bubble tea, a lot of part-timers as the main workforce.
Yes.
And then for the dark rice, it's a bit harder. You need to find full-timers, and a lot of them are more traditional. So finding them is harder.
Yes.
How about staff retention? Is that a problem that you guys are addressing, or is that something that is okay for you guys?
Yeah, of course. We do have a lot of we do have a few different benefits like long service staff award and everything. Yeah.
Right.
So we try to give better benefits lah.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. And some of these benefits, do you also encourage people to hit certain like sales targets and all? Then you get more incentives.
Yeah. Every month they have a target to hit.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if let's say we hit the target, then we can get a bit more
Yes,
salary
yes.
as a
It's like an
contributor,
incentive,
as
yeah.
incentive, right? Yeah. How has that been successful for you guys? Are the employees also trying to work more harder and smarter and getting more results for the business if there's incentive structure?
I mean, if the company is earning money, then you really have to share with the people that is really contributing to it lah.
Right.
So it's not like the company is earning, then we take everything.
Right.
Yeah. So we need to really be very willing to give.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So moving on to the next section, right? This podcast we always talk about digitalization and transformation and scaling. What's one initiative the group have invested in terms of transformation, scaling, doing more with less?
I would say probably our central kitchen. Yeah, probably our central kitchen. So there's previously last time there's a lot of things that you need to prepare in the shop and everything.
Right.
So after, I mean, of course our central kitchen is not those like very big and very huge those type, but there's that simple things like probably like packing of the sauce and everything,
Right.
the chili and everything. Because we also know that retail is not easy to really it's not very easy to hire workers. So
Yes.
yeah, so and if you want them to prepare something, then different outlets probably have different standards also, right?
Right.
Yeah, so this is something that we invested in for the central kitchen.
At what scale did you all invest in the central kitchen? Is it when you all first had the first 10 shops, or first 5 shops, or first 15 shops?
Actually, last time before I came to business, my father already started his own production, like central kitchen. We didn't use a lot of technology lah.
Right.
It's just like one person cook, then just scoop, then
Pass to everybody. Right?
pass to everybody, yeah, something like that. But now it's slightly, I mean, the package in terms of packaging, in terms of the delivery, everything is much more
Efficient.
Yeah, more efficient also.
I see. You know, there's a lot of startups that are trying to solve problems for food businesses. If you were to start a startup to solve a food business problem, what startup would be? What problem would you hope a new startup that would solve for you?
I think staff and is not bad.
Thank you.
Because for retail wise, staff is always a problem. Right?
Right.
I mean, sad to say, it's always between humans. Yeah,
Right.
it's always all these things. So staff and I mean, like you all do the scheduling and everything. So it's very simple, as in you know. I mean, definitely there's someone must be there to work. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah, you cannot have like nobody there to work
Right.
today or something. Yeah,
Right.
so like it, of course help us a lot also lah.
Right. I see. Moving on to the next stage, right? We actually are going to talk about the rapid fire question. So for rapid fire questions, we're going to spend a bit. I'm going to ask a sentence, and then you only can answer with either one word or like one phrase as fast as you can.
Okay.
First thing you think about, keep it short and snappy.
Okay.
Are you ready for the rapid fire question?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Who is someone in the industry whom you follow and learn a lot from?
My dad.
What is one advice you wish someone would have given you before you start up your own F&B journey?
Just try.
Just try. If you have a son or daughter that's interested in F&B, what's one word you tell them?
Go and try.
Go and try. If you were to dine in your own restaurant, whether it's dark rice, bubble tea, or one of the food courts you operate, right? What would be your perfect meal that you always go back to?
Just a plate of dark rice.
What toppings? What kind of part of the duck?
The 招牌鸭饭.
招牌鸭饭.
Yeah.
will you have the duck drumstick, 鸭腿饭?
No lah. Probably I'll just get a normal. Because they like to give a lot of portion, like they like to give huge portion.
Right.
But normally because they know like 老板来吃 or whatever they mean, they like to give big, like huge portion.
Right.
But then I'll just take the normal portion.
I see. How should people that are interested in your brand follow you and your story especially? Do you have like a social media handle that people can follow?
Probably LinkedIn.
LinkedIn. All right, we'll put the LinkedIn URL at the end of the podcast. And last but not least, in the F&B space, we are always building this ecosystem through the shoulders of giants for people to learn from and mentor and all. Are you willing to give a 30-minute Zoom session for one of our lucky listeners that want to go into the F&B space?
Sure.
That's awesome. Thank you. So QQ, actually, thank you for offering your time. What's one final parting word you'd like to share with everybody that is listening to this podcast?
I feel that, if you really have that drive, just go and try, because we never know what's going to happen, right? Definitely it's not easy, but because my father always told me just go and try. Probably sometimes like you think that it's not a good idea, but just try, you know, right? You'll learn a lot of different things also.
Right. So we came to the end of our podcast. And today, together with us, we have QQ, CEO of Yew Kee Group. And for us, I think today we have learned a lot of experiences from trying, just try. And at the same time, I think one of the hallmark of excellence about being very detailed on quality control and SOP as well as processes, and cross-pollination and learning from each of the brand concept, right? Learning from bubble tea to duck rice to bubble tea, and how all these can actually reap better efficiency. So thank you, QQ, for joining us on today's show. I really do appreciate learning from you, and I'm sure that the rest of the listeners would benefit a lot from.
Thank you.
Awesome.